We are live here with GrooveKart training for today, Thursday, August 18th, I believe. Yes, it is. Okay, so let me just check my little screen here to make sure I can see myself, and then we will get going. All right, so thank you guys for being here. Let's make sure everything is right. Okay. Let's see. All right, we should be live. All right, give me 1 second. Let me just fix my monitor here, and then we'll get going. All right. Okay, looks like everything's good, and we are ready to go. So I just like to have my phone here so I can look at the chat, and then from the chat, when I'm looking at the screen, I can look down and see if anything is going on, like we can't hear you or anything like that. All right, so let's get rocking and rolling today. First of all, let's just remind you, if you want to ask questions later, you can go to streamyard.com/Facebook, connect your Facebook so that when you make a comment or ask a question, we can see your name. All right. So we will go over questions typically at the end. So if you see anything, of course, like if you can't hear me or anything like that, then of course, let me know. But other than that, we will be going over questions at the end so you can answer them, get them answered. But as you think about them, go ahead and ask them. So that's not a big problem. So let's just get going. Today we're going to cover how to install, set up Google Tag Manager with your GrooveKart store, so that even if you're not good with analytics, I'm not an expert by any means, but I've learned to look at analytics from the universal analytics standpoint, because that's what we've had. But Google introduced GA4, which is a new version, and it's simplified and supposedly more powerful to create reports on the fly and things like that. So Google Analytics Universal Analytics is going away next year. I can't remember. I believe it's July or March. I'm not sure. 2023. So you do want to have this set up, even if you're not going to look at the reports right away. I have, and other people I know have made a ton of money never even looking at analytics. So you don't have to freak out about that. Why? Because let's say I tested a campaign and I'm selling a widget, and this widget I'm selling starts to sell. And I know I'm only running one campaign, let's say from Facebook. Well, then I can track that, right? I spent 200, I made 500, my profit's 3, fulfillment is 100. Okay, so I'm profiting $200. So with no analytics, you can still make sales. Okay, so don't think that you have to be an analytics expert to figure things out. However, when you do start scaling and you start doing retargeting and email marketing and retargeting through banner ads through the Rontar app, or you're doing Facebook you want to have analytics so you can go and look at the data and things like that. In the beginning, you don't have to be an expert. Like I said, I've had friends of mine who did well over hundreds of thousands of dollars in e-commerce, and they just knew, hey, I'm testing this campaign with three different ad campaigns, and then they look at their data in their ad manager, and they see which one's making sales, and so they know to turn off the other one. So you don't necessarily have to be an expert at analytics, and this is just to show you how to get it set up in your GrooveKart store so that you can have it there, and then you can go back. There's tons of experts on YouTube that go over, that go over how to read the reports and analytics and things like that. So today we're going to get it installed so you can have it, and then later you can always go to Google, type in how to read Google Analytics reports, how to generate reports. So I'm going to go over a couple things here, and we're going to give you some notes to go off of. And let me just share my screen now, and let's go here, and I'll share my screen. All right, and then add it to the stream, and then you should see a little Google document here in just a second. Let's see here. It should start. There we go. All right. So setting up Google Tag Manager with GrooveKart. These are just some quick notes. Okay. So what I tell people is you typically want a Gmail for your store. So let's say your store is, mycatswag.com. well, then you can make a Gmail related to that that you can use for your Google Analytics and any other Google products that you want to have, right? So what I do, and then here's a quick tip too. Let's say you set up a store and you might want to sell it later. Well, you can set up all of your apps. Let's say you have T-Launch and Tscape. I would use the Gmail email address, right? That way it's connected to the Google Analytics and everything else. So let's say if you sell that store later, you can just give them access to that Gmail, right? So all the services will transfer over along with the support email and things like that. So that's just a quick tip. So you want to have a Gmail related to your store. So if it's I love ballparks, then it's, I love ballparks.com at Gmail, something like that, right? And then we're going to create a tag manager account and then create a Google Analytics account. And then we're going to set up the tag manager with GA4, which is the new version of analytics, and then Universal Analytics, which is going away sometime next year. And then finally, I'll give you a couple little tips on when you're buying advertising or you have paid an influencer, you can generate UTM with your URL so that you can easily see where the actions are coming from, where people are taking action and things like that. So I want to jump to this real fast, and I want to show you an example because I did a test yesterday on my cat swag. We're going to make a new Google Analytics account for my cat swag. I had one set up and I just did a sample test yesterday, but I wanted to show you specifically what, generating a UTM looks like, what it's for. So I'm going to jump to that first just to show you what that means. Let me go here. I forgot actually what it means, UTM. So that, if we just go here, I forgot the name of it. It's like urchin something. I forgot what it is. But let me just show you. So here, if you just type in UTM generator, okay, you will find different websites to create your URL. And what that does is it allows you to track easily, where your traffic's coming from. If you're buying advertising, especially, you want to have this. If you are paying an influencer, let's say on Instagram, and I made a sample yesterday to show you if I had bought a promoted post from an Instagram influencer, right? There's an Instagram cat channel, or not channel, but an Instagram account, and it's iCat meme, right? And so I found them doing some research, and so I acted like I am getting traffic from them. And then I'm going to show you what that looks like in analytics, okay? So first of all, you have the URL to your product, right? If I go here, this is where you have your product. So that's what you start with, right? And then you can add parameters. So if you had a, let's say a Facebook ad, you could put the campaign ID here, right? So in this case, I just put the number 1. But in your case, you want to put whatever you need to put in this field that's going to allow you to track. So let's say you're naming your campaigns, August 18, August 17, August 16. Then you could put that right here, like that, right? So I just left it at number 1. Source is the source of the traffic. Where are these people potentially coming from? So in this case, is it Google? Is it a newsletter? In my case, I put Instagram, right? Because I was acting as if I'm paying this Instagram account to do a promoted post. So I put Instagram as a source. And then the medium. Is it a banner? Is it CPC? Is it email? In my case, my medium was the name of the Instagram account, iCat meme, right? So that way, if I'm paying different influencers, this is where this comes in handy. If I have 4, 5, 10 different influencers that I've tested over the course of, let's say, a month, well, Google Analytics will track the purchases. So then I'll be able to see, oh, wow, these 4 Instagram accounts made me sales. So then I can go back and buy more promoted posts for them. I can pay them. So this is why it's important to put the medium and put the campaign ID and the source, so everything goes together, so that when you're looking at your data, you can make decisions and decide, wow, I think I need to put more money into this Instagram account because I made 17 sales and I only paid them $50 or whatever. This actually happened with me a little over about almost 2 years ago. I had a store with a friend of mine, and he actually came to me and wanted to partner up, and he'd already built out the store and things like that. He had an Instagram account, and so what we started doing is we started looking for Instagram accounts in the same niche, right? In the same uh, interest targeting, you could call it, people that would be interested in our stuff. So, and we found Instagram accounts, and then we just messaged them, hey, how much do you charge for a promoted post and a shout out and a story? And then people would get back to us. Some people just never get back to you, but you email on Instagram, you message 10, 20, 30 Instagram accounts, you're going to get a response. And a lot of these people do charge, right? So we found, a handful of people that replied back, hey, it's $50. Hey, it's $75. Hey, it's $100. And so we started doing some tests. We paid them $50. Lo and behold, we looked at analytics, and I looked, and I'm like, wow, we've made 20 sales in the last 24 hours. So we kept booking with that Instagram account to go and post a shout out and promote for us every other day. And so we were able to turn $50 every time we paid them into hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, right? So we were able to make 4 to 5, 6 times more money on profit, even after fulfillment, with being able to look at the analytics. Okay, so we want to have this installed. You don't have to be an expert; just get it done, have it on your store, so that later on, when you're ready, you can start looking at going to Google, going to YouTube, I should say, looking up how to read reports and Google Analytics. Okay, simple as that. Okay, so and then the campaign name. Let's say you are actually promoting on Facebook and you had an ad. You could put the name of the ad here, right? And so I've seen some people, they just leave the campaign ID blank and they actually put the campaign name here instead. So most people have a way that they like to name their campaigns in Google ads and Facebook ads, TikTok. So whatever strategy you have, put your campaign name here, right? So what I do is I'll put the name of the product and then the date, so I know when I started the ad. Okay, so it could be black cat sweater, August 18th, something like that, right? And that's my naming structure, right? So you could put your campaign name and then the term. Let's say you have different keywords that are paid. Well, you could put in here what those keywords are. So let's say you have one URL, you're targeting moms, another URL, you're targeting grandparents, another URL, you're targeting everyone, just open, no targeting at all, right? You can put those terms here, okay? And then the content. Was it an image ad? Was it a video? Whatever you want to put there to help you understand and differentiate what's what. Because if you start testing 3 or 4 different platforms and 2 or 3 different ideas, you want to be able to differentiate what's what. And so here, this is a way to do that. Okay, so what's the content? Maybe you distinguish it by video 1, video 2, video 3, or user generated content 1, right? UGC 1, UGC 2, UGC funny, whatever that is, you can put that. These are just identifiers which you can decide how I'm going to identify these parameters so that I can easily understand where my advertising dollars are going the furthest, right? Where can I see, oh, wow, we're making a killing on this one campaign. Let me go back and pump up the budget, or let me go pay the influencer or whatnot, right? So this is an example of a URL I did. I copy and pasted it, and then I pasted it a couple of times. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can find this Instagram account and this tracking. Okay, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to analytics, and then I'm going to go to the right analytics. So this is not the right one. So let's hit the drop down, and let's go to best cat swag. And I'm going to make all of these brand new so you can see, right? So if I go to reports, and this is GA4, right? It's a little bit easier in analytics, universal analytics for me. GA4, I'm still learning it, right? But if I go to here in analytics and I go to reports, and then if you just scroll down here, you see where it says new users, okay, default channel grouping. And we have here this little bar graph showing us where these people came from. We have some that are direct, organic social, and then referral. If I click on user acquisition, I will see this, right? So I see we have all these different clicks coming, right? We have direct, organic social, and referral. So if I click this little thing, filter user, default channel grouping, let's choose medium. And now, lo and behold, there you go. Remember, we were looking at the UTM generator page, and I had the name of that Instagram account, iCatMeme. Well, I clicked it 2 or 3 times, and as you can see, we have 1 user, 3 event counts. That was me because I put it in like 2 or 3 different browsers and just clicked the link. Okay, so if you were doing advertising and you had conversions here, right, like purchases, you could then say, wow, I've made 10 conversions and it's this account. So then you could say, wow, this is good. I only paid them $40. Let me go back and book some more promotions, right? So this is how you would do it, by looking at the medium. In my case, I used the medium category to identify the Instagram account. Now, if we look at source, this is going to tell you where the people are coming from, right? Like the website, things like that. This is direct. This is me when I copied the URL and pasted it in. Then we had mobile from Facebook, Google, Baidu, and then some other websites here. Instagram. Okay, look at that. And then Facebook, DuckDuckGo, Yahoo. So this is telling me where the people are coming from as far as source. And you might identify something that's like, what if you had conversions on Google and you had 3, 4, 5 sales, and then you find out, wow, I'm getting SEO sales. So then you might say, let me double down on my SEO so that I can make more sales without having to do any kind of paid advertising. You're going to find that by looking at the source, right? So then you can go source medium. Okay, this shows you both, right? So as you can see here, this shows side by side, Instagram and then iCatMeme. So I know, oh, look at that. This is where my traffic's coming from. And then you have platform. That's going to show you what the platform was. Here it was manual, and this was not set. Now these are tests. This is a test store, so this isn't going to be like most campaigns. Most campaigns or analytics accounts will have a lot of information here. Okay, and so this is the example I wanted to show you of when you use the tag generator, you can see where your stuff is coming from. Okay, so all you got to do is in GA4 go to medium. If you named it like that, then you could see where you're getting traffic and sales from in that manner. Okay, so let's go back to this document. Okay, so that was the example of the UTM generator. I just wanted to show you that. All you got to do is go to Google and type in UTM generator, and you can rewatch this training. I actually have a shorter video, I think it's like 17 minutes, on the YouTube channel of Groove that you can review also. But I wanted to do this live for people in case they hadn't seen that video and they didn't know about it. So again, you can use some of this stuff in different areas. You can also just go to YouTube and type in how to generate UTM URL. And then you can watch 2 or 3 videos and you know exactly how to do it. The main thing, put your source here, whether it's Instagram, TikTok, etc. And then whether you're doing using Medium for naming that influencer, naming that account, or maybe you're using the name, campaign name. That might be where you put. It's up to you. You just got to know how you're going to differentiate that data so that you can understand where you're getting results from. All right. So with that being said, let's go back. And so let's create a tag manager account. So if you just go to Google and you type in tag manager, you're going to see this link. And then if I click it now, it's probably going to take me to one of my other Gmails. Always, when you're working on your GrooveKart store, make sure you're logged into the right Gmail account. I'm sure you're like me. As marketers, we have more than one Gmail account. Let me just click this, and then I'm going to choose the right account. So I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to choose a sample new account that I don't have anything on, so you can see what it looks like. So I have this Gmail for t-shirts are cool. There's nothing here. So when you click on Google Tag Manager, it's going to look something like this. And then you're going to create an account. So what we're going to do is create account. And I'm just going to call this my cat swag, right? And we're going to do the container will be mycatswag.com. And we're going to do it for web, right? Because we're doing this for GrooveKart. And then we're going to hit create, and then we're going to agree to the terms, and then hit yes. Okay, and so now we would install this code, okay? But this was a sample. I just wanted to show you what it looked like when you have nothing on Google Tag Manager. But now I'm going to actually go into the real Tag Manager for my cat swag. This was just an example, okay? So we're not going to copy this code. We're going to go instead into Best Cat Swag at Gmail, and this is the tag manager for this one. Now I've done this a couple times, so I'm going to redo all this just so you can see how things are done. Okay. Yesterday I did this one just so I could have that demo Instagram track, right? As if I got an influencer to promote my store. I just did this yesterday just so we can have that. So we're going to make it again. This time we're going to call it My Cat Swag Final, because it will be the final Google Tag Manager. So that's why I'm going to do it that way. So let's just hit create account. And we're going to say My Cat Swag Final. And we're going to go here and put the URL, mycatswag.com. And we're choosing for web. And then we're going to hit create. And then, of course, read all this stuff, right? Make sure you agree to it. And then hit yes. Now we're in our official final tag manager account. We're going to use this on GrooveKart, okay? So if I go into this little document, we create a tag manager account, then we're going to create a Google Analytics, and then we're going to set it up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into My Cat Swag, and we're going to copy and paste this code, all right? So let's go into here. And then where are you going to go? Well, you're going to go to settings, and then you're going to go to pixels, feeds, and embed codes. All right. And then you click on that. And then here, we're going to put the tag manager code. Now I already have code here, but I'm going to put the new code because I created a third and final account so I can show you. Okay, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to copy this code. You just copy it and you're going to put this in the head of the website. So going back into GrooveKart, you're going to basically go to pixels, feeds, and embed codes. And you're just going to paste it right there, just like I did, like so. Now this is, again, the old account that I had it set up originally when I made the video, but we're going to redo it. So now we're going to go and copy this, and we're going to put this in the body tag. So then what do? You just paste it here, and then you hit save. And now we have copy and pasted the code for the head section and the body section. Now you're going to say OK. All right, now we need a new tag. We need to create a new tag, and we need that for GA4 and Universal Analytics. So what you want to do is you want to go to, let's just go to Google, and let me just type in Analytics, Google Analytics, and then you're going to click on this, and I'm going to hopefully pick the right account so you can see what it looks like from the beginning, just so you can see if you're new. So this one is an old account of mine. Let's go to this T-shirts are cool, and hopefully it'll, yeah, perfect. This is what I wanted to show you. When you're new and you haven't done anything with analytics with your account, you'll see something like this. So this is what I wanted to show you. In this case, I'm going to go through the motions, but this isn't the official account I'm going to use. But I wanted to show you what it would look like in the beginning. So we're saying my cat swag, and we're just going like this. We're hitting next, and then in this case, you would pick your time. I'm going to pick Chicago time for me. And then this is very important. This is why I wanted to show you this. What you want to do is you want to click this. And the reason why I say go ahead and turn this on is because, to me, I kind of understood Universal Analytics a little bit easier. So why not just have both of them? Because if you already have a little bit of experience with Universal Analytics, I'll just go ahead and include both, so that after July of 2023, you could just use Universal Analytics up until that point. Okay, so this is why I say that. So I just recommend using both. Okay, and you gotta turn on both by doing what I just did, showing the advanced option. So in this case, I'm going to create both Analytics 4 and Universal, and then I'm going to hit next, and then I'm going to choose my business size, and then you choose what you need to here that applies, and then you hit create, and you go down. Of course, look at these terms, read them, see if you agree to them, and then hit I accept. And then now we are in the web stream details section of analytics for my cat swag. However, I'm not in the right account, so I just wanted to show you what it would look like when you first get set up. So now I'm going to click out of here and go into the right Gmail for my cat swag, because on this one we were in T-shirts are cool, and that's not the right account. So I'm going to go to best cat swag and now we have the ones that I was playing with before. I've done this twice, right? Once to make the training, then yesterday. So I'm going to do this one more time. I showed you what it would look like for you in the beginning, but now I'm going to make this one more time just so we can use this code finally the right way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit create account, and this time I'm going to call it my cat swag. The same thing. Why? Just because this is the one I'm going to put into the store, and then I'm not going to remove it. All right. And so I'm just going to go here. I'm not worried too much about any of that. And then I'm going to hit next. And then I could call this official, right? Because this is the official code that I'm using, not the other ones. Okay. In this case, I'm going to choose Chicago time. All right. Show advanced options. And then I'm going to use this toggle to turn it on and create the Universal Analytics property. And Google's probably wondering, hey, what's going on? You got my cat swag a lot of times, right? But this is the official one. So now we're going to type in our URL, which is your URL, hit next, and then just go like this, hit create, agree to the terms, right? And so often we agree to terms, we never know what's in there, and but everyone does that, right? So now we're here. This is the web stream details. So when this first pops up, this is for GA4, okay? Just so you know, because that's what they want everyone to use, because Universal Analytics will be going away next year. So when this first pops up, this measurement ID is for GA4. Okay, so let me just click out of this so you can see what it looks like. If I go here to admin and then I click this, we will see this one that says my cat swag final. If I go here, I see two of them. This one is Universal Analytics because you can see it says UA, And then this is GA4 because it says GA4 there. Okay, so these are the two that got created when I made the My Cat Swag final. And why is it final? Because these two, one, I made a training video that was short and sweet, and then this one was from yesterday, and this is the final one that I'm going to go with and leave on the store. So let's go back to Google Tag Manager. Okay, now that you created it, let's make a new tag. All right, so add a new tag and tag configuration. Click on this. And let's do the GA4 configuration first, okay? Because that's the first thing you see when you set up analytics. So let's click on that. And then we need the measurement ID. That's that ID for GA4. So if I go back in here, which one is it? If we go and go to the admin or click up here, this is it right here, right? GA4. We're going to click on that. If you go to property settings, okay, you can actually, let's see, what's the code is actually, let's just go here. Data collection, not started. I should have left that other screen open because it's in here. It's just, let's see. As you can see, that code is in here. That's not the actual right ID though. This is what I wanted to show you. Let's see. I should have left that other property open, the first window. That code is here, but let's see, data streams. Here we go. Okay, so you go to data streams. So let me just go back. So if you do what I did and left that window, you go up here, you go to your analytics, and then we're going to choose GA4, and then go to data streams. And then if I click on that, there is my measurement ID. Okay, so let me just show you one more time. You go here, go to data streams right here, and then you click on that, and then you click on the measurement ID, you copy that, and now you can go back to the tag manager and paste it. Okay, so I got a little stuck there again because this is GA4. I'm used to using Universal Analytics. Listen, I'm living proof. I can tell you, my good friend and one of the co-founders of Groove, John Cornetta, he never, I don't think he's ever even touched Universal Analytics or Google Analytics or GA4, any of that. And when he's had stores that have done upwards of $50,000 or more per day. Okay. So he's made millions in 1 year and never even touched analytics. So don't think that you have to be an analytics expert to start doing e-commerce. Okay. So let's go and we're going to click on triggering. So you pasted that ID. Now we're going to click on triggering. And then we want to just select all pages. And then we want to hit save. Okay. And when it does that, it's going to ask you for the tag name. Just leave that as is right there. Hit save. Okay. And now we have that tag. Now we're going to do the next tag. What other tag do we need? We need the tag for Universal Analytics. So what are we going to do? Just hit new tag again. Tag configuration. Then we're going to choose Universal Analytics. Okay. And page view. Okay. Now, underneath page view, you see this right here. Click on new variable. Okay. New variable. Now we need the tracking ID for the Universal Analytics. So go back. Now this was for GA4. Now if we go back here, pick the one that starts with UA. Click on that and click on all website data. And then once you go to all website data, actually let's go back here and let's go to the admin panel. Let me just show you. If I go to admin, and as you can see here, we have two. We have the GA4 and the UA property, right? So if you go under property and you go to property settings right here. So let me just show you. Where do you do it? You go here, you click on that. And then if you click on admin, you come to this section and then you could click the drop down. And as you can see, it says UA. I'm going to pick that, click on property settings, and there's my tracking ID. Okay. So if I copy that, I just wanted to show you how to get there if you get stuck, right? Because this looks confusing and freaks a lot of people out in the beginning. But if you just go back, rewatch this, you'll get familiar with it. I encourage you to go to YouTube, type in Google Analytics Basics 2022. Why do you want to put 2022? So you can find the relevant information and that stuff from 7 years ago, 5 years ago. So go in there, Google Analytics Basics, understanding Google Analytics Basics, Google Analytics tutorial, etc. 2022. Go in there, watch 4 or 5 videos. It'll make perfect sense to you, and then you'll feel comfortable in here. So I'm going to copy this tracking ID, go back to the tag manager, and I'm going to paste it, and then I'm going to hit save. Okay, and then the variable name that it suggests, I just agree to it. I hit save, and then the triggering. You have to turn on the triggering. So we're going to click on this and do all pages. Then you hit save, and then the suggested tag name. Go ahead and just save what it suggests. And now you have 3 workspace changes. Okay, you have the GA4, and then you have the stuff for the variable and the tag for analytics. Okay, now we're going to submit. You're not done yet here. You want to hit submit, and then you could just say initial setup. This is just for if you're doing a lot more changes, what they were for, right? So this is for your internal understanding of what's going on if you're adding a lot more tags. And then hit publish. Okay, and as you can see, we got the tags, the variables, everything's done. Okay, and as you can see, version 2 is live. Okay, for my cat swag. Now it's live. Now what do? Well, you want to test to see that everything is working. So there's a handy dandy little Chrome extension that is called, I'm going to show you. I'm going to copy this. Let me actually right click on this and then manage extension. Here we go. I'm just going to go here, Tag Assistant. So this is the name of it, Tag Assistant for Conversions Beta. It's a little Chrome extension. You add it to your Chrome browser, so then you can test your store to see if it's tracking. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to activate this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, let's go into my cat swag, and let's just start clicking around. Okay, so let's go to shirts, and let's pick this shirt, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this little Chrome extension, and then I'm going to hit start. Okay, now step 1, no issues found. So I'm just going to click on stuff like this, go like this, look at this, click on another product, and it's tracking, right? And then I'm going to go here, add to cart, and then I'm going to click on, I'm just, letting it do its thing, and then I'm going to hit end. And then I'm going to view report, and it says nailed it. Everything is tagged correctly. And then you can click on this and see the tag, and the tag manager code is ending in C9W, right? So if I were to go to GrooveKart or Google Tag Manager, you could go here, go to the workspace, and you should be able to see the tags. Okay, so in this case, my way to do it would be to go to my cat swag, and then I could see it there. But listen, if you've done this once, your store only has one tag manager account, and that's the one you pasted. So if you see that, you're good to go. But as you can see here, this says GTM MN FD C9W. Well, as you can see, there it is right there. Okay, I just wanted to show you where they correlate, okay, and how that makes sense and how it's tracking. So I know now this is tracking properly. So then I could go into analytics and see what's going on, right? I could go see my website data, see, what the traffic looks like and things like that. Now, here's a quick tip. What you can do is you can go to Google and type in Google Analytics demo account. Okay. And then you can actually go into an analytics account that you can look at, right? And you can analyze stuff. So you can go right here. See, it says Google Analytics demo account. We can click on this, and then it says access the demo account. And then we're going to choose this one for a merchandise store. So if I click on that, this is a demo account that you can look at, and it's, you can't edit, mess up anything here, but you could go here and look at what's working. So like if you go to reports, let's just look at the example I told you. Here you can see where people are coming from: direct, organic search, paid search, display, referral, paid video, cross network. And then you could look at view user acquisition to drill down deeper, and then you can see more information here, right? And then you could do what we did earlier. We could click on medium and see, what do we see here when we click on medium? Well, look, we have, and then here's some sample conversions. You can see that we have, what is this? $32 in sales from email, $215 from affiliate, $254 that's not set, that has no tracking. 7,000 from referral. Referral means that somebody linked to this store, right? CPC is actually paid advertising, cost per click. Organic is just people finding it in Google, right? And then none is probably people just typing in the URL. So this is one way to look at the user medium. Now, here's another way. Let's look at source. Let's see where the sales are coming from. So we have these conversions coming direct, another amount coming from Google, another amount coming from Baidu, and then Art Analytics. And again, this is a demo account, so some of this stuff isn't going to be, it's going to be showing you people coming from other Google accounts. And so then you can click on source again, and then let's look at platform. What's coming from the platform? Well, it says shopping, free listings, Google ads, manual, not set. Okay. What else do we have? Campaign. Here's one that's interesting. As you can see here, they've had some campaigns. So this, as you can see, look at the structure that they set their campaign up as. This means something. Then it says Google Analytics demo, and then it has some other information that's pertinent to them that the Google team set up. But as you can see here, they could see, oh, wow, this campaign total revenue, let's see, this campaign made $1,400. Let's see, what other? And this other campaign made $0, right? So you could look at this and drill down and see what's going on with the user acquisition. Okay, so this is a demo account. All you got to do is type in demo Google Analytics account, and you can go there and play around with it. I encourage you, again, just watch a couple of videos just so you can get familiar. Again, you don't need to be an analytics expert to make e-commerce sales, especially if you're buying ads for a red sweater and it starts making sales. You only have that one or two ads in that platform that you're using, whether it's TikTok, Facebook, etc. They're going to give you a pixel that you put on your store, and you'll be able to see which one is generating the sales, whether it was ad 1, 2, 3, or 4, etc. So you don't have to think, oh my God, I got to learn analytics before I launch my store. No, you don't. You don't have to. All right. So excuse that noise. I do have dogs here, so they're nice and quiet in the morning, but something happened that startled them. So let's see here. Let's go over questions. That's pretty much what I wanted to go over with you related to Google Analytics and setting it up on your store. Okay. And the UTM generator, let me just go back to share my screen to just remind you what you would do with that. So again, you could go to type in UTM generator, and then you put your URL here. And again, this is all for you. Now you can go watch a tutorial on how to do it and do 2-3 videos, and you'll be good. So one thing with this tool here, you can set whether it's GA4 or universal analytics. So make sure you're picking the right one. Okay. And then the main thing, if you're going to be doing the last two e-commerce stores I had, almost the entire amount of sales I made was from paying influencers. I wasn't even doing Facebook ads. I've spent over $600,000 in Facebook advertising since 2014. And the last two stores I had was strictly reaching out manually through Instagram. Hey, do you do promoted posts? And I reached out to 20, 30, 40 Instagram accounts. After that, a percentage gets back to me. And then I make an agreement, come up with most of these people have, they already have a pricing sheet. And I pay them. We do a test. I look at analytics. Oh, wow, I made sales. I go back and keep paying them. And then they promote a product for me. And, they do it every other day or every 3 days. Some people will only do it once a week, things like that. So the main thing is, if you're doing Instagram or TikTok influencers, decide if it's going to be the medium or the campaign source, or because these could be. I've seen people do these the opposite. They put the Instagram account here, and here they put Instagram or TikTok, right? So just decide how you're going to use these parameters and stick with that structure, so that every time you set up a URL, you can easily go and look at what's working. Okay. So let me go ahead and stop sharing. And let's see. So we've got people saying hello. Let's see. Dropify. That's a good idea. I might do a Dropify training showing you how to. Now, Dropify has their own training related to GrooveKart, but I could do an initial training just showing you how to go in there, how to import a product through AliExpress using Dropify, things like that. I think we'll do that. I do have a Dropify account, so that might be something I definitely think about. Let's see. Let's see. This is a long one. Would love to see an in-depth tutorial on Rontar integration. Yeah, that's a good one as well. I'm going to familiarize myself with Rontar again. It's been probably like 6 months since I've been in there. For the average person, they will get lost. So I think this would be a good training for sure. Let's see. I'm pretty good at following wizard setups, but I cannot set up my Rontar. There are 4 options once you're in Rontar: native, dynamic, storytelling, blog. I cannot set up any of those. Also, ask for advertiser ID. Yeah, I will. I think I'll do this. I will get familiar with it again, because I did set it up at least 4 or 5 times for different people, clients of mine, and things like that last year. And Rontar's been an app with GrooveKart since the beginning. So it's been a while, but I like this idea. I think so. A lot of people are new when it comes to GrooveKart and e-commerce, so we haven't had anybody want that to be shown to them. But I think it is important, because once you start making sales, Rontar goes out and automatically generates banners that show up on all these different web properties, and then that gets you traffic back to your store. So this is a good idea. I definitely will do this, and I will do the other training for Dropify. All right, let's see. What kind of budget should you have for marketing if you're just starting out? Well, this is really something that I say only you can answer, right? Because like I've had people hire me and they have plenty of capital, and they just want someone there with them to basically get feedback from, and someone to talk to. And they want people to do it with them, right? And so they have, let's say, 20 grand, and they don't care. And I don't take all their 20 grand. So if you are starting out, you're building your own store, you're getting designs, let's say, made at Fiverr, and you want to start advertising on Facebook and things like that, set a budget and decide what could you afford to lose, and it wouldn't take food off the table, and it wouldn't freak you out, and you wouldn't get upset. Think of like you're going to gamble at a casino. That money is just for you to have fun, okay? Because you're not going to the casino saying, oh my God, I have to win this is my last $500. I have to win. No, you wouldn't do that, right? So think about what you're comfortable with. What are you okay with losing? Okay, what's that budget? Maybe it's just $50 a week in the beginning, and you're doing one influencer a week. Maybe it's $150 a week. You're taking part of your paycheck, and you're listen. This is how I started. When I first got started in marketing, I was moving money from my bank to my PayPal, and this is 2006. And I was buying leads. I was buying advertising. Right. This is when I was doing MLM. And I would spend my own money from my paycheck. And then I started seeing results after a few months of just trying and trying and trying and trying. So what budget you use or you decide on, it's up to you, but decide on something that you can afford to lose, and it's not going to be something that's going to freak you out and scare you. Okay. You don't want to use your last $1,000 in savings on ads. I would much rather see you generate more income from some other manner, whether it's doing side gigs, whether it's selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace, whether it's working overtime, whatever, and using that extra money, not dipping into your savings to do your marketing. All right. So yeah, you only need one tag manager account, and that'll cover and handle both Universal and GA4. Do you recommend to leave how you're using it with no checkboxes? Do you recommend to leave how you're using analytics? I'm not sure where it was with no checkboxes. Oh, you may have been thinking about when I first set it up. That's kind of like just for emails and things like that. So I don't, I'm pretty sure that's what you mean. Is there going to be a PDF with step-by-steps? You know what? I can see how soon I can do that. I think that's a good idea. It'll probably take me a while, but I think I could figure something out to give you a step-by-step. That's a good idea. Let's see. So Rick says, you mentioned medium a few times. What does medium mean? Let's just go and because I'm just going off of what I've used it as, medium Google Analytics. Let's just see what it means. Okay. Source/medium is a dimension that combines the dimension source and medium. Examples of source medium include, medium, the general category of the source. For example, organic search, cost per click, CPC, web referral. Source/medium is a dimension that combines the dimension source and medium. Examples of source medium include Google Organic, example.com referral, newsletter / email. Okay, so as you can see here, this says Google, then organic, then the website, then referral. So in this case, if we're talking about Instagram, it would be the Instagram account / Instagram. Okay, so and then all the glossary of terms, if you go down here, you can see that, right? Source medium. If we go back here, there it is. Source is the origin of your traffic. So that's why when I set up the, I'm not sharing. Hang on. My bad. Share screen. I was talking and I wasn't sharing my screen. So let's just go back. All right. So if we go here, now we'll go. All right. So here it says source medium. Okay. This says the source is the origin of your traffic. So that's why when I did the UTM generator demo, I typed in Instagram for source. Okay. Because, it's such a search engine, Google or domain. Medium is the category of the source, organic search, organic, cost per click, paid, CPC, etc. So in my case, it's the category. So my category of the source, well, Instagram is basically categorized by Instagram accounts. And so that's why I put the Instagram account as that iCat meme under medium. All right. So that's what that means. All right. And again, listen, I'm not a super duper expert at this kind of stuff. I'm a marketer. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars and been able to flip that into profit. So a lot of friends of mine, people, colleagues, I've seen they're good at creating offers, or they're good at setting up, finding winning products. or they're good at design, but they're not good at other stuff. And so what you need to do is get your store up and running, find people that can help you on maybe stuff that you're not good at, like logo design, t-shirt designs. I'm not a designer, so I outsource that, right? Some people are good at design and they have a ton of designs, but they're not good at the technical, so they hire people to set up their store or things like that, right? So you get everything you need to get set up, but again, you don't have to be an expert in analytics or anything to start having success with your store. But I do say get it in your store so that when you get time and you learn how to read the reports, it's already there and it's been tracking. Okay. If a drop ship has a Shopify plugin, can you use it with Groove? No, Shopify is different from Groove, so they don't work interchangeably. So there is a section. Actually, somebody asked me about this. If you have the capital, if you have the means, you could actually have people create a custom app for you with GrooveKart. If the company that you plan to use hasn't come out with their own app, or if we haven't come up with our integration for that company yet, you can do that. And let me just share with you how. Now, again, you'd have to hire a programmer, but it is possible. Okay, so some of you might be watching your programmer already, and you could do this. So what you want to do is go into your store, and then if we head on over to settings, there's a part that says API and webhook. All right, so if you click on that, this is where you could set up and get access to the public API and webhooks of your store. Okay, so here's API, here's webhooks. Now, unless you're a programmer, you're not going to know what these are for. However, if you have access to a programmer that works for you, or if you can hire somebody, or if you're a programmer yourself, you can click on this documentation, and here you will see how everything works here, and then you can make a custom app for your store specifically if you wanted to. Already, we have that already here. All right. So let's see. All righty. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. Hopefully this made a lot of sense. And don't get freaked out. Don't get confused. Go in there. Rewatch this if you need to. There's also a shorter tutorial on the YouTube channel. I believe it's like 15 minutes, 17 minutes, something like that. You can go in there, watch it a few times, and just get it done, get it set up on your store. And so you have it. And then later you could get familiar with it and dive deep in there if you really wanted to. But again, I'm living proof, and I know hundreds, not hundreds, I'd say dozens and dozens of people that have made a killing in e-commerce. And half of them, I would say, never touched analytics. But they should have it, because if you want to scale big, you're going to have Google Analytics. Anyone that's done, I would say, over 4 million has done it, because I know someone that did 4 million that didn't use it. But then all the ones that do even bigger, I know for sure. Why? Because you're using different platforms. You're doing email marketing. You're doing omni-channel marketing where you're showing up everywhere. And you are doing TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Google ads, so you're gonna need that on there. All right, so just go with it. Rewatch this, familiarize yourself with it. Don't freak out, and we appreciate you guys. If you run into any issues when you're working in GrooveKart, if you ever see an error, take a screenshot, record a video, contact us at support so that we can get that fixed, because we do want to keep the platform improving, getting faster, getting easier, and working good for you. So with that being said, this is Frank Salinas. We thank you for attending today's training. I don't see any more questions, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you again for your patience. Thank you for being part of the Groove family. If you're not upgraded, I recommend you upgrade with Groove. Why? Because if it's just talking about e-commerce, you can launch a store every 7 days, versus being a free member. You can only launch a store once every 30 days. And you can only use Stripe, GroovePay, and PayPal if you're free. And if you're upgraded, you can use Authorize.net to checkout and many other payment options. And let's see. One more question. Did I see you're going to restart your step-by-step from scratch over again from the start? I'm probably going to do a fast start. I'm probably going to do a fast start training pretty soon, where we're just going to dive in, and we're going to go and see how fast we can get a store up and running for one product in one day. Okay. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that, but it's going to be from start to finish in one day. The basics, setting up your name, your title, the domain, getting a logo made real quick, setting up the one product, editing your legal pages, and connecting your payment gateway, and doing that in a way that we get it done as quickly as possible from start to finish in one session. Okay. And then it'll be a challenge to me to see how fast I can do it with still being able to show you what I'm doing and not going so fast that you don't know what's going on. But that session, it'll be kind of like a speed session, because I'm going to say, okay, here's how we connect the domain. I'm going to go here. If you get stuck, you can rewatch this. So then I'm going to just do it, right? And I'm going to explain what I'm doing, but I'm just going to go very quickly, and we're going to see how fast we can get a one product store set up. So that'll be coming in the next few weeks. It'll probably be on the same day, on a Thursday, and I'll probably start early, and we'll probably just see how fast we can go, and see hopefully my granddogs play nice and don't make a bunch of noise, right? So anyway, with that being said, thank you guys. Thank you for being part of the Groove family. This is Frank Salinas, and we'll talk to you soon.